Hello and welcome to Northern Illinois Biz Chats. I'm your host, Susie, with the Gift Wrap Place, also known as wrapwithbo.com.
And I'm your co-host, George Chase.
These chats are sponsored by wrapwithbo.com
and the George Chase Insurance Agency.
Thanks for tuning in and enjoy this episode of Biz Chats.
Also known as NIBC.
We're here today with Jen. We're so happy to have her because, of course, today seems to be a foodie day. So we are going to be talking all things sourdough.
I'm Jen Chesky, and I own Worth Her Salt Sourdough, located here in Woodstock.
Sourdough flight. We're learning new things
I know.
as well.
It's awesome. I'm learning about sourdough flights.
We're going to be food pros.
I'm learning all about wearing cool eyewear.
And it's reflective of the square. And you want to talk about this one here?
Sure.
Okay.
That is my signature loaf. So that is my best-selling loaf, as well as it's a multi-grain loaf. It is what I consider my flagship bread. And it is scored always with a square to pay homage to our home of Woodstock.
And then what is in this?
Yeah, so
nuts, did you say nuts are in all of them?
No,
okay.
just one loaf.
Just one loaf, okay.
So every week when I offer, my menu changes every week. There's always some staples like the signature, the blonde loaf, which is this one here. That is the classic sort of just like classic white sourdough. Those are on my menu every week. And then I have varieties that get changed up. So when someone orders a flight, it comes with a blonde and a signature, and then they can choose two of mini loaves of from the menu of the week. So what we have here is a caramelized onion and Gouda.
Did she really say Gouda? She said Gouda.
That's one of the most popular ones that I offer. And then a date walnut loaf, and that has a little hint of orange zest in it. It's really, really
the orange
delicious.
zest.
Love that.
Yes.
Love that.
That is fabulous. And the things that we like to ask, especially when we're dealing with food menus, what goes with what? If I'm doing a tea party.
Doing a tea party.
We do a lot of tea parties.
Well, you know, the signature of the blonde are kind of versatile, and they'll go with anything. You can make sandwiches with that, pairs with, cheese or charcuterie boards.
There you go, charcuterie again.
Really, toast. You can make avocado toast or all kinds of things with those.
I'm done. This is amazing.
You had her at avocado toast.
Yeah. So beautiful. And this is very artistic. This is super artistic.
Thank you.
I mean, these are beautiful loaves.
How did you get into this?
I have always kind of personally dealt with digestive health issues since I was a teenager, actually. A long time ago, I would say, I decided to go gluten-free to see if it would help with these issues. And it did.
It does.
But the one thing I missed was real bread. So I was gluten-free for 7 years. And I began reading about how some folks with gluten intolerances or issues could tolerate sourdough. And so I started looking into it. Organic flour being a very important component of that. All of my flour is organic. But I started dabbling with sourdough, and I was making sourdough with what's called einkorn flour.
Never heard of that.
Yeah, it's the original wheat. So it's a non-hybridized wheat, and it's
Fabulous.
the oldest, most ancient wheat, form of wheat.
Say that again.
It's called einkorn, Einkorn.
Fabulous.
Einkorn.
Okay.
And so I started doing this in 2015, dabbling with einkorn and building a starter and making sourdough, and I found that I could eat it. So
without any issues.
Without any issues.
Yeah, I get it.
At that time, I think it's more widely available now, but at that time I was getting it shipped to my home from Italy, in organic einkorn. So I was getting shipments of flour and just loving everything, doing absolutely everything, not just bread, but now it was like I can make pancakes again and biscuits and everything.
Imported from Italy.
Italy.
Do you ever get a knock on the door from a customs agent?
No, it was all good.
George, the insurance guy. The insurance guy.
You have to protect for that.
I'm just thinking how rich it sounds.
Yeah.
Well, I was just the weird lady who was getting flour shipped to me, but just loving every minute of it.
And this is not easy, right? There are many steps with making a sourdough bread.
There are many steps, and it's a very lengthy process. Yeah. So a lot of patience is involved. Yeah. I actually have a professional cooking background. I went to culinary school. I've been in catering. I had a personal chef business for a while. But cooking was what I did. I never considered myself really a baker.
Yeah.
Because I always, a cook, you throw things in and you're not measuring,
It's very different.
And yes, and baking is precise. Mm-hmm. You have to weigh everything and so
I know that gets me every time.
Yeah, I just
I'm busy.
Exactly.
They're like, Mom, it's all salt in here.
Yeah.
It doesn't even taste like a cookie. So she mastered it. I couldn't do it.
But I like to say that this whole sourdough process is what made me a baker. I just fell in love with the process. Yeah, I just fell in love with the process and every part of it. And to me, like when I get my hands in dough, it's like therapy. It's very calming. It's centering. It sounds so weird now, but I just love it. So yeah. So 2015, I was baking and doing all these things, and fast forward to about I'd share pictures on social media, because I was this nerd who got into it.
Sure, your social media.
Yeah. It's my thing. So I started having folks ask if they could purchase. I was making so much that I was sharing it with friends and family, and then I started having people ask if they could purchase. And so I originally had a business like this in 2019 and 2020, and I started selling sourdough. So that's how I...
Now, are you just sourdough?
I definitely bake other things, but my business is strictly sourdough. Everything I make is sourdough.
So what's kind of something that's uniquely special about your sourdough? Do you have anything that you would say, this is interesting? Like, have you done anything hot? Like some type of, peppers in sourdough or something, what I mean? Something interesting.
Yeah, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
The feedback that I get from a lot of customers is they really like the kind of unique varieties that I offer. Mm-hmm. I do a Chicago loaf, for example. I call it the Chicago loaf, and I use it's an olive oil based giardiniera. I actually use Chicago Johnny's giardiniera, which if folks don't know is a Woodstock.
I'm telling you, that is so Chicago.
Yes,
now that is Chicago,
and it has a poppy seed crust.
Oh, totally.
So
you got it, girl.
And no ketchup, right?
No ketchup. There's no ketchup to be seen. Please don't put ketchup on. No, you can. But so I make that loaf. That's just, I make a lot of different varieties, but I think some of the other things that maybe sets me apart is my focus on organic flour, but not just any organic flour. I use Midwest grown, locally grown and milled. So most of my flour comes from Illinois and Wisconsin. Yeah, that, but also just supporting the local food economy and agriculture.
Huge.
These are sustainable growers. So those are values that are important to me personally, and something that I'm very proud of, that's all that I use in these breads. And also it's a flavor. What folks don't realize is that flour is flavor. And so when you're using different grains, and my breads have, I don't just use one dough and then add different things. Every loaf, and I think this comes from like my food background. Yeah. Every loaf, I'm really focused on flavor. So what kind of grains do I want to use as far as blending to get the ideal flavor?
It's a mixology.
Yeah.
It's a sourdough mixology.
Totally.
Mm-hmm.
And I can hear, as you talk about it, the passion for what you're doing and the love for what you're doing.
Thank you.
It's totally awesome. Is this, you live here in Woodstock,
yes,
right? With your family?
Yes.
Is the family involved in helping put things together?
They are. So I live with my husband. We're empty nesters. We have 4 daughters, and they're all in Chicago, so they're local. They pitch in. So my husband takes care of a lot of the administrative side. I did the Cary Farmers Market over the summer, which for that, you have to produce a lot.
Do you do farmers markets on a regular basis?
I do.
Okay.
Yes. So currently right now I'm at the Cary Winter Farmers Market.
Gotcha.
And I'm there once a month. So on the
When
third
is that
Sundays. It's the first and third Sundays of the month.
Okay.
And I'm there the third Sunday of the month.
Your Instagram.
Yeah, I'm on Instagram and Facebook. That's probably where I'm most visible, I would say. Worth her salt _ sourdough.
I had no idea because I need to be gluten free and I never am. So I got all kind of stuff.
Okay.
I got all kind of stuff. So when you see me
Issues?
doing this and you see me going like this,
Well, we have
I can't
gluten
see.
Intolerance in our family as well. So this
But
is
I
perfect.
would
My
eat.
oldest-
But let me
right.
say, I didn't know why. When I had the sourdough, I had 0 issues. I mean, this is years
amazing.
of this,
Yeah.
and then someone said to me, "Goofy girl." If you're gluten intolerant, you can have sourdough. And I'm like, Jeff's like, what is going on? The whole refrigerator's all sourdough. I'm like getting it from wherever I can. So if someone wants to order, what's the best way for them to order from you? So let's talk about that.
Yes, so I have an online storefront. It's called hotplate.com. And then it's a / and then Worth Her Salt Sourdough.
Okay.
It's an online storefront for bakers and food producers such as myself.
So someone can order directly.
Yes.
So what lead time do you like?
It's a week.
A week.
So I open orders on Monday mornings.
Okay.
And then they close Sunday evenings, and that is for the following week. I have a Tuesday opportunity where I deliver across McHenry County. And then Thursdays are pickup days.
Do you want to mention where they could pick up?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right now, pickups during the winter months are happening at Holzlager Brewing on Thursdays from 4 to 7 p.m.
And where are they? Who are they and where are they?
In Woodstock, yes. Local brewery.
Yeah, they're right on 47
Yes.
in the old Ace Hardware building.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, great
Yep.
spot, great beers, great brewing company.
Great
and
people.
Thursday night is it trivia
It's
night?
trivia night, yeah, so it's really fun.
It's a great time to go out there.
My husband and I won second place last night, so yes. So come play trivia and all
eat sourdough.
Yes,
And drink beer.
yes. I bring extras as well. So if folks miss the ordering window, nobody needs to fret. I bring extras for purchase. Additionally, Holzlager offers my customers 10% off in their tap room. So you can come have drinks and you get a little
fabulous.
discount if you purchase from me too.
Oh, that would have been good for Jody.
perfect. That's perfect.
That's a good segue. Awesome. That does it for us and this episode of Northern Illinois Biz Chats. We're so happy to have Jen. We're still drooling hours later. We can't wait to dive into this beautiful display. I don't know if it looks like I should hang it on the wall actually. So that does it for us. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Northern Illinois Biz Chats. And that is a wrap for us.
For tuning in to another episode of Northern Illinois Biz Chats.
And don't forget to follow us on socials to see more local businesses.
And that's it for us until next time.
That's a wrap.